John, you've been really good at forecasting housing over the years. What do you think is going on with housing? What do you think is going to happen to housing going forward? Obviously, I keep hearing this. People are like, oh, no one's going to buy a house at interest rates this high. And I'm like, how old are you? When I got in the business, we were buying like 18% Fannie Mae's and Ginnie Mae's and 20% Ginnie Mae's. And obviously, in order to have a Ginnie Mae, you have to have someone buying a house.
So I'll begin. Thank you very much, Art. As everyone knows, and I'm sure on the call, I do participate in the Fannie Mae survey on home prices, and I have been given, the crystal ball being among the best, and there are several of us, best housing price forecasters for the last couple of years. So with that background, for housing, it's always important to remember first that building permits, not sales, are the leading indicator for housing. And single family and multifamily permits are up versus 3 months ago. Now, as an economist, of course, I always disaggregate or separate out what's going on. And we have to look at quite differently existing home sales and new home sales. And I think everyone on this call appreciates that for many people, including my two sons, they got mortgages at 3 or 3.5%, and they're not ready to move. So existing home sales have suffered because there are a lot of people who have the money, are willing to buy a bigger home or a nicer home or something, and are perfectly comfortable with the house they have given the mortgage rates. So there's a big, I think, challenge there with respect to differentiating existing versus new home sales. And as far as, why, getting back to your point, why are building permits up? Why are new home sales doing a little bit better? Why are home prices up 5 or 6%? Again, to an economist, you go to the fundamentals. And what do we know? Well, University of Michigan consumer sentiment is up today relative to 3 months ago. I think everyone on this call can appreciate that net household worth, according to the Federal Reserve, is up significantly compared to a year ago or 2 years ago. Barron's had a nice little piece on this a few weeks ago, talking about net household worth at 16.9 trillion as of the third quarter. We can all appreciate that equity prices have done a lot. So I've got people with jobs, better real income, better consumer sentiment, and better wealth. That tells me that's a very positive sentiment for housing going forward. Now, you ask, what's the problem? Oftentimes, I think all of you can appreciate it's regulations and the availability of land. You don't have a lot of excess land that's available in many areas, and you have significant regulations with respect to lot size and certain access to public services. So if you're looking at what is the problem, oftentimes I think it's regulations in some areas that make a big difference and the lack of availability of land. And I will say, if I may, doing a little bit of politics here, I think part of the Trump appeal has been to reduce the regulations in many businesses, and that'll probably be in housing as well.
That is fascinating. Didn't Thomas Sowell write a whole book on how regulations were killing the housing market in California? Or maybe that was just a chapter and I didn't go any farther. But, being a native Californian, native San Franciscan, it was ridiculous when you went to remodel your house, the kinds of regulations that you had to comply with. Not enough lights, too many windows, more lights, just bizarre.